Thank you, Venushri, for that wonderful leading of the mantra chanting. Can we have a huge round of applause, please? Let's put all our energy in. Thank you. And for those who are standing behind, can please come in and occupy seats here. We have a lot that are planned here. Thank you for those who have just joined in as well. We are celebrating here the World Vegetarian Week. And in today's agenda, we have something very interesting for you all. So I request you to just be here for just some more time. We have something which is a very important question that comes in when we discuss vegetarianism. And that is, how do we make money out of being a vegetarian or even running a vegetarian business? We see in Dubai specifically, and of course the entire United Arab Emirates, there are so many vegan and vegetarian restaurants, so many different kinds of varieties of other vegan products that are available. Even from shoes to different leather products are now turning those signs that are coming in for green initiatives. Today, we have very expert as well as renowned businessmen here with us today from various industries, actually specifically in Dubai. We have from My Govindas, Unikai, Barakat, and Batil. So what we're going to do now is that we're going to have a panel discussion which will involve touching upon the most important aspect on how do we run sustainable businesses, specifically cater to a vegetarian audience, or even beyond in this particular region and to the Middle East as well. And beyond that, we have another session, which is also a very interesting topic. Why does yoga promote vegetarianism? We see so many different yoga clubs, different practices that are done around the world, which suggest a very simple vegetarian diet that comes along with a practice of yoga. Why do we do that? And that's going to be for the number 2 session. So I request you all to be here for these 2 amazing, interesting sessions. Before we move on to the panel discussion, I want to introduce you to the 2 moderators that we have on this panel discussion. The first one is Nandakumar Subramaniam, who is a banker by profession, but at the same time a very sustainable, eco-friendly project, Kickstarter, who did something in the foothills of Karmundarai, which is in Tamil Nadu in India, and who started an eco-friendly project running or uniting different families together so that they could work and have eco-friendly, sustainable vegetarian diet in the center. And of course, he's also a life coach, a relationship coach, and is now also running a very successful and established educational business in Dubai. On the other hand, we also have Pundarik Kumar, who is a data scientist with Racket and previously with Emirates. And he's also a vegetarian since birth and is also supporting a massive youth movement here based on these sustainable and eco-friendly projects right here in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. So I welcome both of them. Can we have a round of applause for our two moderators here? Over to you both.
Hi everybody, thank you all very much for joining us here today. I know it's the first week of the Expo and it's gone by really fast, and it's a wonderful, entertaining week. I'm sure you've all come by the many stalls, and welcome to the India Pavilion. I'm very happy that all of you are here. Very importantly, on the 2nd of October, we had a very special day for us, especially as Indians. It was Gandhi Jayanti, the birth of Gandhi. Celebrating this, we wanted to celebrate this week called the Gandhi lifestyle. Or how can we be non-violent in our lives? How do we follow ahimsa, the principles of yoga, and most importantly, vegetarianism? Some of you may know or may not know, but Dubai is the hotbed of vegetarian restaurants, the vegan movement and vegan culture. It's one of the leading cities in the world. And you know what? We thought what better to do than this week bring to you the best of the best from UAE. We would like to bring to you the best leaders from everywhere and talk to you about how does a vegetarian business survive here, how do we build a vegetarian business and a vegetarian brand, and what are the great opportunities that UAE is supporting us along with India. So I'd like to welcome our panelists for this evening. We have a wonderful audience and a wonderful panel here, beginning with Mr. Mahesh Advani. Mr. Mahesh Advani is a renowned entrepreneur and a philanthropist. He is the CEO of My Govindas, an Indian vegetarian restaurant, and based on the principles of Sattvic vegetarian cuisine. He has 3 restaurants across Dubai, in Karama, JLT, and Dubai Silicon Oasis, and he's also the chairman of Texmas. I'd like you all to give a big round of applause in welcoming Mr. Mahesh on stage, please. Thank you. Please. Of course, next, we have one of the largest. I'm sure all of you have had this product at least once before. We have from Barakat, Miss Prapti Rai, who is here, who is the quality control and assurance specialist with Barakat, and she has been working tirelessly over the past decades in the food and pharmaceutical industries, providing her expertise to companies in strategically achieving their goals in the quality sector. It's no wonder we have the best of the best juices from Barakat. I'd like to welcome on stage Ms. Prapti Rai. Please, a big round of applause for her. Of course, following that, we would also like to invite Mr. Hari Prasad, who is the CEO of the Batil Group and the Batil brand. I'm sure it's not just me, it's all of you going back home, back to India, or going for any occasion or any party, but there's nothing parallel to a beautiful box of Batil dates, which everybody loves to enjoy, and it's a world-renowned brand on the most premium quality dates. He's an alumni of IIM Calcutta and has worked in Singapore, Thailand, Cambodia, and many other countries. He's also the co-founder and owner of the Golden Eats, a multi-cuisine restaurant. So I'd like to invite Mr. Hari Prasad on stage. Big round of applause for him, please. Thank you, Mr. Hari. Yes.
CFO, Pavilion, so let me correct it here. I wish to be the CEO at some time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So I got CFO wrong, but this time I won't. Last but not least, we have the CEO of Unikai Foods, Mr. Neeraj Vora, here with us. He was previously the CFO and Vice President of Finance at the Dubai Refreshment Group, and he's a big member of the vegetarian community and the ISKCON community here. A big round of applause again for Mr. Neeraj Vora. So as you can all see, we have a distinguished alumni here, and I would like to open the floor, and we would be starting this discussion with a wonderful topic on vegetarianism and the business community here. I'd like to hand over the microphone to Mr. Nanda to take over as well. So, thank you all very much for joining us here this evening. It's really our honor and the honor of the India Pavilion to have you all here with us. I'd like to start with a quick introduction of all of you, which I'd like you all to give. The question is very simple. Please introduce yourself, your organization's story, and your background and your vision as a vegetarian organization or as a company with vegetarianism. Please, starting with Mr. Advani.
Hare Krishna to all of you. Hi, good evening. So the journey of my Govinda started somewhere in 2000 when I became a vegetarian. Before that, prior to that, I was eating non-veg. And then I was thinking about it that when I go to eat vegetarian food, in those days in Dubai, 20 years back, 22 years, 21 years back, there was not much variety of vegetarian food. And I wanted to stick to our ethos of holistic eating. Govinda is all about holistic eating, food for the body, mind, and soul. And so we started this journey. And I wanted, when we go to the Indian restaurant, it's mostly oily and spicy and heavy. So I wanted to stick to our ethos, which is healthy food, which is the true Indian Vedic diet. Mostly it is lost somewhere in the Mughlai cuisine and the North Indian cuisine, in the chicken makhanwala and the paneer makhanwala. So we wanted to stick to our ethos back, take it where people feel good after eating food, and they don't feel heavy, and they feel nourished, and they feel happy about it. So this journey started there, and 21 years back, and of course there are many, many opportunities. We expanded to different realms of spheres of vegetarianism, which is like the new movement catching on, the vegan food and the gluten-free food. And also we devised a new concept. It actually started by my discussion with a heart cardiologist, and he's a renowned cardiologist. My discussion was that people are suffering from the heart, the ghee and the butter. So we devised a new cuisine, which is the oil-free Indian cuisine. And you people are most welcome. Some of you must have tasted it, and some of you will surely taste it after my speaking about it. So that's the journey. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And of course, Mrs. Prapti, please give us an introduction of yourself.
Myself, Prapti, representing Barakat, been in the organization, I should say, my second family, since 11 years now. The journey back for Barakat started back in 1976. As you all know, the word Barakat means prosperity, and that's a very strong stand which Barakat stands for. So a brand which stands for purity, freshness, serving the best of fresh without any additives and preservatives. We started as a small vendor in the Hamria market. Back then, UAE being a barren land with no agriculture or no kind of growing, we used, the founder member, Mr. Mahmoud Barakat, used to bring back products from Iran. So when he served to His Highness, he said, "You've got Barakat to this holy land," So that's how the name of Barakat came into origination. Being a fruit and vegetable trader across, serving to the entire Horeca, to the entire flight catering and the retail sector, we said, why don't we do some value additions? So adding a value addition, what better way can we say, can we serve a product which a mother can trust? That's the endorsement which our brand wanted to impact on consumers. Because a mother would serve something very pure and not do harm to her child. And that's the vision what Barakat intends to do currently and for the future. And that's how our value-added products, I'm really proud to see my juice out here. So it's a juice where we are doing complete goodness to the society. It's a product which is trusted by cancer patients. With people with a lot of illnesses, we've had doctors calling us saying, can I prescribe your juices for a diabetic patients? Serving across as a patient meal for a lot of patients in the hospitals, serving across vending machines to a lot of government organizations. So you're flying up in the air in the Emirates Airlines, you want to feel at home, have a barakat. You're on a desert drive saying, oh, can I have a nice salad? You feel barakat. You're back down in the beach and you want to have something nice cold, have a barakat ice pop. So that's the impact what Barakat wants to bring about in your journey. So it's just not doing goodness or serving you a product, but it's creating a difference in your today's life. So we are basically going to be along with your journey. So a Barakat juice in the morning to an evening to a salad in the morning to an evening. And that's how we complete an entire life. Thank you once again. I'm very happy to be among the panelists out here and look forward for the discussion.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And of course, welcome to all our audiences who are joining us live. I hope you're all enjoying and watching as well. We're on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And of course, I'd like to also ask Mr. Neeraj for a quick introduction. So of course, every stage engagement, we will have to start with a mic issue. I'm sure that'll get sorted out very soon.
Good evening, everyone. So my name is Neeraj Vohra. I've been in Dubai for almost 28 years now. I'm a chartered accountant by profession, and currently I'm the CEO of Unikai Foods. I'm also a member of ISKCON and a vegetarian for last, I think, 12 years. And Unikai Foods is one of the most diversified listed companies, FMCG companies in Dubai, in UAE. This company came into existence in 1979. You know, 1970s, 71 was the year when this country was formed. So it was actually during those times when this company was also formed, when the idea became that why not have your own company where you can have juices and milk products and ice cream company. You know, so that was the time when there was nobody ready to invest, when there's the UAE government and the New Zealand Dairy Board, they came together as a joint venture, and then this company was formed at that time in 1979. And since then, this company has been diversifying into many other businesses, many other products, and I can say currently it's one of the most diversified business. In our dairy products, basically we have milk, yogurt, laban, and many other products. Then you have the juice range where we have the fresh juices, the pure juices, you have the UHT, the long life juices, and juice drinks as well. And then we have the ice cream business, which is our one of our main business, where we have the catering packs, the family packs, the cups, the sticks, and cones, and many other products. And then we also have some other food business like the rice. There is one brand called Mumtaz. I don't know if you would have seen this brand in the market. This is owned by Unikai. And then we have, we also own a water company. Then we have soft drinks and nuts, many other businesses which we are into. Our main focus is basically to give our consumers, those who cannot afford Barakat, give them a very good product at a very reasonable price. Because not everybody can go for Govindas or Barakat or probably the dates as well, So I mean, UAE has maybe 60-70% of the population who are earning less than probably 2,000 dirhams or 3,000 dirhams a month. So they cannot afford these products. So, but why should they be deprived of a good quality product at a very reasonable price. So this is where Unikai comes, and I can proudly say that we are also supplying to Emirates Airlines, not in the business class, but in the economy class, where the maximum seats are there, you know. So this is a company where the shareholders, that's their vision, you know, they're not basically running this company for profit. Yes, there is profitability as one of the objectives, but not the main objective, you know. CSR, the social aspect also is taken into consideration, where everybody should get, you know, how it started was when a kid comes to our shop, we have a shop next to our factory, he comes only with 1 dirham and still he can buy something, maybe 2 products, even now with that 1 dirham, you know, maybe a lolly or a cake or something, you know. So that's where the idea came from, and we said, no, we don't want to change our pricing. Our pricing has been more or less very similar to what it was 10, 15 years back, and we are actually proud of that.
Wow.
And the vegetarian started, I've been with the company for almost 7 years now. My day one in the company was like a shock for me, where when I entered the quality lab, and I saw in one of the refrigerators, one of the employees had kept maybe his tiffin, you know, his lunch, which had a lot of products which should not be there. And this was the day, and he said, nothing doing, this company has to change, you know. So that journey started, and today I can proudly say we don't have any product in our company which has any animal meat or anything. It's 100%, all our ingredients are 100% vegetarian, and we are proud of doing that, you know.
Thank you so much, Neeraj. Thank you for that. Actually, now we are warming up. Yeah, we see the different flavors coming with each of the panelists. That's very interesting. Hari, please.
Yeah, hello, good evening, everybody. Thanks, ISKCON, for arranging this opportunity for me to come here and address to you all. My name is Hari Prasad, and I'm a chartered accountant, like Neeraj. So, I have traveled to several destinations in Southeast Asia. I worked in many places. Before coming over to Dubai. For the last 14 years, I'm in Dubai. So I represent Batil. I hope that few of you would know this brand, Batil. It is slightly a premium brand. It stays in the other side of the business what we are discussing at the moment. But definitely, I also have a brand which also compete with their shelves in the supermarkets, which is called Jomara brand. So that's also a date. So we are in dates business. We are 100% vegetarian. We don't have any non-veg additions into the dates. It's 100% dates. The story, the story of Batil. I worked as a CFO, and I've been with the organization from the day the Batil started, blooming in the Middle East markets. We are a vertical integrated company, right from the farming to the processing to a manufacturing to distribution to retailing, and to franchising as well. So it's an organization which has got many things inside that. We also have a restaurant business called Cafe Batil, where we serve a lot of vegan products as well as a vegetarian. And in fact, after the COVID issues, we have a lot of demand from our customers who prefer to practice a vegetarian or a vegan products. And lately, our chefs has added a lot of vegan meat into our menu. So in fact, the story of Batil starts way from 1939, when the first date palm trades. It's an enthusiasm for everyone of us being part of this Arab world to see it's an amazing tree, and how do this date gives fruit, especially during the hot summer time. The tree itself is something, a magic tree. It needs cool at the bottom, and it has to be hot on the top. So that's a kind of the process the tree is. It's a complete tree which has got it's normal. It is not normal like other trees. So it needs a lot of water, and at the same time it's not a heat for it to produce. And the date comes only during the peak summer time, during the July August time, and so that's where we harvest the dates. And it's a and the dates especially comes only one season, and the season for Arab world is July to September. So that's the time the dates are. So we have around 10 varieties of dates. Dates, I don't know, you know about the different varieties. Like if I have to name them, Majul, Khalas, Sokari, Wanan, Ajwa, all these dates are these are the varieties of dates which are more popular in this part of the world. Ajwa dates is, and in fact, dates is a superfood. In fact, it has got that category. And we need to now change the proverb that an apple keeps the doctor away. No, 3 dates a day keeps the doctor away.
That's
Different.
interesting.
Yeah, and ajwa is a date which I came to know only after my joining in Batil. It took almost 2 years for me to really understand the whole supply chain, the whole process. My CEO, Dr. Atta Akbar, who is with the organization for the 32 years, and he joined as a consultant in the organization. I'll speak about the background of Batil when the question comes for me. So he's been with, and he used to sit with me, Hari, this is the way the processing plant has to operate, and all this kind of costing I need to work for you. So it took almost 2 years to get me an idea about what kind of the organization, how it has to be set up, because unlike certain other organizations, we have a single input and multiple output. So rather, in a manufacturing organization is a multiple input and one final product. So we have the other way, because the dates pass through a grading process, and where all the dates pass through one, the better dates are qualified as a Batil dates. Those who did not study well, I would say that they are classified as Jomara, and they go to the supermarket. End of the day, a Jomara shopper in the supermarket is getting the best quality dates which has been cultivated from the beginning until the end, and passed only because it passed through a processing grading plan. It just shifted to the other plan because it may be the skin is toned, or it is little dry, or it is it is the weight does not qualify for that.
That's very
for Batil
interesting.
brand. So in fact, so that's a business I'm in.
Thank
So
you.
We are present in across the globe at the moment.
Thank you very much, Hari. Thank you. As part of trying to put this panel together, and the prior panel we had yesterday, I've met with very, very, very interesting, varied people coming from very different backgrounds, and it's been very enriching for me. And I hope you will walk off with the same experience at your end. My first question here for the day goes to Prapti, and I believe at this point in time you do 55,000 liters of juices. Okay.
Yeah, as close to getting chosen for the Guinness World Book of Records.
Oh, really? Wow. Now,
Under non-citrus juices.
can you talk about the juice journey? I remember as part of our conversation we were talking about how you bumped into juices and how you first introduced it in the market. Would love to hear something from you.
I'm sure all of us, when we think of fresh juices, we think of something homemade, right? So we say, can we just have a squeezer at home, press it fresh, and then drink it immediately? Across the globe, there's nobody selling an only fresh juice. Yes, if they do sell, it's just sold for a one-day shelf life. It's a thanks to the municipality, the regulatory bodies, the ESMA bodies, where Barakat, when came up with this idea of having a fresh juice with a 3-day shelf life, serving across in all the channels, where we sat together and set up guidelines and ensured we were up on the retail shelf. I would like to speak about our patron who had this idea, his chef Michael Wunsch. He's no more amongst us. We lost him like 2 years ago. So it was his vision to create this as a brand. He was a chef by profession. So for him, cooking, doing something different was very much his passion. So he was supplied by fruit and vegetables from our parent company, which is Barakat Fruits and Vegetables. He was never happy with what he got in terms of fruits or vegetables because it was just one origin, so he couldn't get the right blend. So he said, I want to get fruits from across the globe, try and have a blend so I get the right taste, so I'm able to match that of a housewife's taste. You know, a mother is very specific, or I should say a lady is very specific when it comes to an end product taste. She says, I needed to have that right sugar level or that balance. So that's how the blending of juices happen. And one fine day we said, can we deliver it across to the hotel businesses? You know, there was a setback saying, hey, are you going to take away our jobs? We already have chefs back in the kitchen. Like, why do you want to give us? So we said, we're not giving you because we want to do business or you take away your jobs. We said, we are serving convenience. You do not have to do it at your kitchen. We are here to do it for you. So we started off in the hospitality sector, and it was the Western population which said, this is something where it is a part of our breakfast meal. We would love to drink orange juice every day for our breakfast. So that's how Spinneys approached us. When we started off in Spinneys, the journey expanded across the retailers. And today, where we started off very small as in a Gisses plant, which is 500 liters, we're almost doing close to 55,000 liters a day. And if I have to talk in terms of a product range, it is about 840 combination of juices. So you want to feel India, you can get a sugarcane juice. You want to feel Oman, you can get a chiku juice. You want to feel Philippines, you can have a pineapple juice. So home, away from home, you can always drink a Baraka juice.
Hey, thank you so much. I didn't know, apart from being just the, a very senior person on the quality segment, you're doing the marketing quite well too.
Thank you so much. I
In
mean,
fact,
I
all
speak,
of us, yeah.
I drink, it's just barakat, I should say.
Believe me, I'm a fan. I'm a big fan myself. I had an interesting experience with a colleague of mine, an Arab gentleman, and he said, Nanda, I want to take you to one place. It's a very interesting space. And he said, okay, so what do they serve? I said, I'm vegetarian. He said, don't worry, this is a vegetarian space, and they serve ice creams. I said, okay, what's the name of this place? He said, Jovindas. It didn't strike me. It didn't strike me. I said, I said, maybe I didn't hear him right. When the car went and parked up, then I saw it's in front of my Govindas. I said, oh, this is my Govindas also, in one sense. Mahesh, question for you is, Indian cuisine generally has an Indian audience predominantly. But I have seen, or I get the feel, and I want to hear more from you, as to who are the kind of people that you're able to cater to, apart from just the Indians, and if you can tell us a little more about that.
Yeah, I mean, good you mentioned about True Fruit Natural Ice Cream. That's our natural ice cream range. It's, that we have not expanded yet, and now that my son has joined, and my daughters have grown up and they've joined the business, so we are taking it forward. Next year, we have the expansion plan for True Fruit Natural Ice Cream, just another 3 months. And it's completely 100% natural ice cream. And because along with the ethos of Govindas, my Govindas, which is sticking to the nature, we wanted to introduce an ice cream which is shelf life of only 7 days. And this is with fresh fruit and like your mother used to make it. And mostly the clients, if we have preconceived notions that one of our biggest clientele is Boris, they are a fan of my Govinda's food and our ice cream. If you walk in any Govinda's outlet at any time, you would find 3-4 tables. Ice cream parlor especially is full of Arabs and Europeans. So, and I've seen that over the years now, yoga has caught up with the Arabs as well. So mostly the Arabs who are doing like yoga and the gym, who want to live a healthy lifestyle, they eat at my Govindas and they feel really nourished about it. This gives me, great pleasure. And one of our dishes, she was talking about mother, one of the dish is named as Mataji Paratha. It's your mother's bread. How your mother used to make it at home, we make the same way. And our food is same. Like your mother used to make it. You are back getting it back home every day. Because when we eat out at the restaurant, we feel like, oh, it's once in a lifetime. But Govinda's food you can eat every day because it's just like your home food.
Thank you, Mahesh. Thank you for that. Neeraj, a question for you here. I know you had spoken about moving towards the green and the green dot and moving into a completely vegetarian range. As a business and from a sustainability and a profitability perspective, you also said you have values which drive you in that direction. But it would have been quite difficult to say no to the meat ranges because specifically you have a lot of frozen stuff that you're dealing with, and generally it's one gamut of business. How did you or how did your organization basically navigate that decision?
So first I'll just explain you how did we go about this green dot label. So this was around the time I joined 2015, and not many products which were manufactured here in UAE had this green dot. I used to get, since me being a vegetarian, I wanted to put this in, say, all the Indian community, our products. And every time I used to be asked that question that, are these vegetarian? Are you 100% sure? And I myself was not 100% sure that everything what goes inside is vegetarian. So we took up this as a challenge. We contacted all our suppliers. In these products you have emulsifiers, and you must have seen in the labels, E this, E that. Nobody knows what that is. So I personally sat with the quality team and I said, okay, let's write to each of the suppliers and get a confirmation in writing that all these products are of vegetarian origin. There is no animal origin, because this you can get, probably Prapti would know better, this you can get it from a vegetable source or an animal source, the same product. So we got a confirmation, and after that I sent a confirmation to Sri Vallabh Prabhu that, okay, I got this. So it was a big process. We had to put in a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of energy behind this, but we had to get it done. So we got this label on all our products by 2017, and we actually saw that our sales started increasing, especially in the areas, the Dubai, the Bar Dubai, Karama, where the Indian community lives. We started our sales, especially in the Laban and ice creams and some of the juices, where we put this green dot, because most of the products with the green dot were generally coming from India. There were not many products made in Dubai or UAE which had this green dot, and we were one of the first ones to do that. And we saw in some of the products actually it increased by almost 20%, which was very encouraging for us. So this was a very good decision which we made, and we made sure that since then we have not put any meat items on our trucks, because there could be cross contamination, whether if you're using the same factory or you're storing in the same premises or you're delivering on the same truck. This is not really good, because our products are ice cream and milk products and juices. You cannot be cross-contaminating your product with the fear of missing out, or why we are not in this business. It's the same like a restaurant business, Why only vegetarian? I mean, on my frozen trucks, I sell paneer, frozen paneer. I sell French fries. I sell frozen vegetables. So there are many varieties, many alternatives available. So we took this conscious decision not to put any meat products on our trucks. But yes, increasing the productivity and the throughput of the truck has always been a challenge, because you cannot just sell one product. But there are many, many alternatives. Today's world is very different from what it was probably 20 years back, And I can say that this is the fastest growing industry now, the mock meat and the vegan, the organic, all these concepts are really the fastest growing. And in fact, the meat industry, yes, it will grow with the population, but generally people are getting more health conscious, and it's a declining industry, So
Thank you.
I'm happy to be that way.
Thank you so much. That's a decision to make, and that's a big one there. Hari, out of all the panelists here, I see you have a backward, forward integration, backward integration. That's plenty of that happening. Question is, were you originally a company that was farming dates, which came up with multiple products, or were the products planned first and you went ahead getting your farming capabilities? And are you managing your farming capabilities, or are they outsourced capabilities you also purchase? Give us a little background to that.
Good question. This throws the complete history of Batil, what Batil is.
Sorry to ask, probably a very big question for a very short time though.
I will cut short in a few sentences in this one. So, as I told in the first part, Batil's the first date plantation started in 1936. Batil is basically a Saudi Arabian owned company, and our farms are based in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, our farms are based in Saudi Arabia. As such, we have not started into retailing until we final. It was basically a farming business for Batil. Uh, uh, um, the current chairman, Dr. Ziad Abdul Rahman Al Sudairi. So his father, he was fascinated about farming, and normally in Saudi families or in UAE families, the old families, they're fascinated about in agriculture. What is their agriculture? Is basically farming, and what farm you can have in this part of the world is basically the dates. So they had land and they would develop lands, and the harvest comes in and they have to sell in the wholesale market. So Dr. Ziad, who is a chairman and who is representing the family, so who finished his education in US and in law, a doctorate in law, and he came back to Riyadh for his practice. So, but still he has got, he was fascinated with his father's interest in farming, so he took over that farming interest. So he had traveled across the world, and he has seen that go to Europe or go to US, how do they treat the fruits? How do they treat the fruits? And how the fruits are actually sold in the supermarkets, or how the Switzerland, how the chocolates, how do the Swiss, the chocolate represents Swiss, or the Swiss represent the chocolates, and how do they build a brand out of this? So this was his fascination, and he has went back to his farms. He had studied in detail how can he bring a dates to a premium quality dates. So the whole concept of dates is what Batil did was, souk commodity has been transformed into a luxury retailing business. So that's the, simple words I would say that. Because dates was available that day, or dates is available today also. So, but Batil has positioned itself into a luxury retailing, and moreover, Batil did not promote for Batil for date consumption. Batil has presented itself as a gift-giving commodity, and not as a commodity of consumption. And we are presenting Jomara as our secondary brand for a consumption, where household can each household can go to and shop on the shelf and get their best quality dates from the shelf. Don't go for other dates, but it's available. Go for Jomara. That's the best quality. It's a sister or brother of Batil brand. So in fact, we had one of our bank meetings, and one of the banker came and said, "Hey, I was with my CEO, Dr. Atta Atmar. I said, hey, Atta, there is a big competition for you. This was around in 2011 or 12. Big competition for you in the date market." He said, "What? There is a great brand like Jomara in the supermarkets, and very soon they will compete with you because they're almost equal to your brands." So they said, then he said, fine. It's not a competition. It is a compliment for us. In fact, that is our system. So the whole journey started from Dr. Ziad, trying to bring the best dates out and sell in the market. So when he brought the dates out in the market, he's not able to fetch the price to cover his cost. So thereby he appointed a consultant, and in fact the consultant was Dr. Atta Atmar, who is still the CEO at the age of 72. He's still running the in the shoes. So he and Dr. Ziad has planned, prepared the plan of retailing, and this is way back in 1990s, the early 1990s, where the concept of retailing a commodity product was a kind of shocking for people who see selling dates in the souk market. So they actually laughed. And slowly we gained the moment, because you are giving the best quality on the top quality and it is and also the gift. And in the Arabian region, the gifting had always been there in the past also. So we had promoted ourselves into the gift giving segment at a premium gift giving of a healthy product. Absolutely. So that is what we presented also. Lately in 1992 we came to Dubai, and then we opened in Burjuman. That was a shop, is still there, which is one of the oldest shops, and in Abu Dhabi. So when I joined in Batil in early 2007, we hardly had 3 boutiques. So today Batil has grown. Batil has franchised its concept from a farming. Yes, we have a sustainable organic farming. We have a great processing plant, which is one of the best processing plant in Saudi Arabia. From there we bring the product to Dubai, and we value add it, like stuff the dates or making the date chocolates. We were actually the inventors in that time in bringing these kind of innovative products in the dates, and now there are plenty available in the market. But as a Batil brand, yes, we kept ourselves away from the competition. We had put our network from Indonesia, Malaysia to US. So we have today around 45 international locations. In fact, we have around 6 Batil boutiques in India, in all major cities in India. And to be very honest, 25% of our customers are Indian customers.
Wow, that's
Batir
wonderful.
customers are Indian customers.
Thanks.
And they buy Batir when they go home, for their marriages, for gifting or whatever it is. So today in India, the Batir products are available.
Absolutely.
Anything more? It's
No, that was wonderful.
it's
I
a
think.
non-stop talk for me about Batir.
Yeah, I think it's
Because
very
I grew
passionate
with the
about
brand.
dates. I think if we taste the dates, we'll definitely want to keep speaking about it. So wonderful. So absolutely. So thank you for that. I think coming from where you're saying, Hari, with this wonderful vertical integration, one important aspect of vertical integration is also how we close off the business. We need to be a sustainable business at the end of the day.